my name is Favor. Welcome to my channel. Today we're doing something a little different on the channel. We have watched the video from the Wood Whisperer, and we're gonna make a little project. What is this? It's called the Elevated Dog Bowl. His design, his project, and this is for their campaign with woodworkers fighting cancer. So we'll submit the video and they'll make a little donation, and it's a win-win. So my name's Favor. I'll be working with my son today, who is the woodworker. This is his garage, his setup, and we're gonna have a little fun today. So thank you so much in advance for watching. Let's get started.
All right, so I have already jointed and planed one side, put it on the bandsaw, and it can reference the flat surface and the fence.
Yeah, we can see that, okay?
And we can cut. Okay, so what the jointer does is it takes one surface and it makes it completely smooth. So it takes out any waves, ridges, anything like that. And then you can put it against the fence and it makes one 90-degree angle between two faces.
Okay. There we go. Makes a 90-degree edge. That's awesome. Good job. Because I knew something you were going to ask.
Woodpecker.
Woodpeck. There it is. Woodpeck.com. Okay, this one has to be 1 3/4 square, these two. Alrighty. And we're going to use this
Thickness planer.
Thickness planer to do that. Okay, what does it do?
Okay, so the wood goes in this way. The tool pulls it through. And it comes out the other end flat. You put both pieces through, or however many pieces you have. You crank it to make it shorter, and you keep doing it until it's at the right dimension.
Now, this table saw is quite old. Taylor, how old is this table saw?
Older than me.
Yes. This was actually his parents' table saw. So he has one on the list that he wants to purchase. He's saving up for it, so he's using this old one until then. So he could not, unfortunately, take his grandfather's table saw because it basically was the size of the garage. So, yeah. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
I guess you don't, yeah. His grandfather built airplanes, so he needed a very large table saw. His grandfather built personal aircraft, not hobby aircraft, personal airplanes, glider planes and things like that. So he gets his interest of woodworking from him.
They're precisely milled, so it didn't tell you the length. So this is exactly 1/2 inch to the 1,000. This is 1/4, 3/4, etc., etc. They're very nice for setting up tools Specifically when you make a fence that is not really a fence.
A make-do fence.
Yes.
I see.
So
Very
now I know
precise.
this gap is exactly 3.5 inches wide.
Nice.
So this is called the gripper. If you had a proper fence, the fence would go up, this would run against the fence, and you use this to go through. I don't have a proper fence, so I center it. But essentially the theory is if you mess up and you don't have something set up right and the table saw blade isn't where you think it's supposed to be, this gets damaged, not your hand.
There you go. Safety first.
Correct.
Lay it down a little bit, bring it down a little bit. There we go.
3.5.
Perfect. Good job. Wasn't rolling, so he just put the glue on. Now he's smearing it around.
What you're looking for is a nice line of glue that squeezes out all the way across. Make sure it's not tight enough. There we go. Nice line of glue that goes all the way across. That means you've filled the joint completely. Less likely to have a glue failure down the road.
Okay, it's still drying, but Taylor being prepared. It's now 2:12. We went for lunch. Taylor being prepared, we have another one that he has already prepared for us. So we'll use that one to continue on. And there it is. All right, now he is going to scrape off the extra glue. Clamping it down. I zoomed you in a little bit. Clamping it down. Okay, so it's too wide for his planer. So we're going to cut it down on the table saw. So I made a template for the proper measurement on the legs. He's making more than one of these.
So this is a stop block, so you can repeat cuts.
Oh, okay.
So all I have to do is butt it up against the stop block, push it through, and do it again. And have the same exact cut every single time.
Okay. So if you'll notice in the plans, it calls for a little curve in the rail right here. I am a straight line girl. I just really prefer things perfectly straight. So we're not going to put that curve in. You can see it on the legs as well. We're just not gonna do that. I like things straight. And this set right here, this is a magnetic extension on top of, to sit on top of this for taller dogs. Will be just fine without it. My pups won't need it. Okay, there are all the parts and pieces laid out. The legs, the rings, and the top. So now it's time to assemble it.
Cut joinery.
Cut joinery, what does that mean?
The way that everything holds itself together.
Oh, so we're doing that next. Now you're picking our show face.
Correct. The faces that are shown outside that people will see without getting up close and personal. Typically you pick your best looking wood for this, so that way anything that's like a defect like this right here, it's just a crack in it, it goes on the inside, you can't see it. This isn't a structural defect, it's just a little minor surface crack, so it'll just be an inside face and nobody will know.
So tell me exactly what you just said.
So the proper way to do it would be to take your workpiece and clamp it down with a vise. And then take your jig, put it on top, clamp your jig down, and then drill into it. Mm-hmm. I don't have a vise. I don't have a proper bench yet. Mm-hmm. So we're doing it this way instead, which is just as good. Yeah. It produces similar results. It's just as safe because everything's clamped down and not moving.
Yeah.
So.
Two holes for the dowels. Good job. All right, I'll swing it around so you can see the other side. You always line it up to the top?
Yes. So that way the dowels are on the same spot every time. It matters when you're cutting the dowels into the legs. Huh. So it doesn't matter if you pick the top or the bottom, just pick one and keep it.
Okay, these are divot makers. And why
I don't think that's a technical term, but that's what I'm calling them.
Okay.
What's the technical? Dowel centers.
Dowel centers.
These are dowel centers.
Okay, there's our dowel centers. And tell me why you're using that instead of this.
Dowel centers because I want to create an offset. So I don't want it to be flush up against, I want it to be down some. If you want to make the holes identical and flush up against, this works great. But if you want to put the offset like I want, you can't use this. Mm-hmm. You can try and clamp it this way. I tried before, it doesn't work.
Okay.
So what I do is I have this square that has a 1/4 inch offset on it. Just put it up against it.
This is the square.
Limited run, you can't buy it.
Never mind.
You put it up against it, right? Get it flush where you want it. Another hand. Flush where you want it. Give it a little tap. And you have two centers.
Look at that.
And you take it over the drill press and you can drill those out using the punches.
Nice. Now it's time to sand. He's got his sander all set up over here with his vacuum cleaner attached. All right, one trip to Home Depot and quite a while in sanding.
Yeah.
Here we go. He's gonna put, what are you putting on it? Shellac?
Shellac.
Just a quick coat of shellac. Dry fit it together very quickly. Make sure everything fits properly. Then instead of, as it is getting late and getting dark, we're going to use epoxy to put everything together ultimately. All right, here it is, pre-glue. Just putting it together just to make sure it's all sitting properly. Here it is. We're all tired. It's late now. Looks really good. He did a great job. Here we go. All right, on to finishing. Okay, what kind of screw is this, Taylor? What kind of?
This is a pocket hole joint with a pan head pocket screw.
There we go. That is how you're attaching the top to the sides.
Correct.
And there it is, all finished. It is late, it's almost 8 o'clock. So, but it's all done, yeah. We don't have a bowl to go in here. Oh. But here's this one, and there are the sides. It looks great, and I will show it to you in use tomorrow. Did a great job, bud.
Thank you.
Okay, here it is, all finished with their bowls in. It looks really, really good. He did such a good job. I'll turn it around for you. The dogs are right here. What do you think? They're like, where's my dinner? So let me feed them and put it to work. There they go. I know, they're awfully dark. That's very dark dogs, and my house is kind of dark. Let me go. What do you guys think? How is it? You like it? The cat is very jealous. A little bit. Are you jealous? You like to come the other way, Joe? Come on, you can eat however you want, buddy. Love it. Absolutely love it. A little bit. Do you need one? Do you need one? Okay. We'll tell Taylor to make you one. How's that sound? Sound good to you? Nom, 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 nom. Well, as it is the next day, I want to thank you so much for watching. And I want to thank my son for allowing me to be a part of this, for using his workshop. He's just beginning, and I'm so proud of him. And I surely love watching him, you know, get new skills and perfect his skills and learn from all these wonderful woodworking channels. And I had a lot of fun doing this with him. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.